MrBoo.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to MrBoo Entertainment Guru's channel. Today we are talking about something a little scary, a little frightening, yes. I am in a creepy, dark, dingy basement, a dingy storage unit. I just thought the ambiance for this movie here, Imaginary, yeah, I thought the ambiance fit. So let's get into this. Is it scary? Well, yes. Let me tell you a little story, a little synopsis, a little spoiler-free synopsis about Imaginary, which I just watched a few days ago. It is at an at-home theater release, so I think right now it's like $24.99 to buy, $20 to rent. I had the privilege of having some Microsoft points, so basically the movie was practically free, and I was like, ooh, I really want to see Imaginary. But is it scary? Is it good? Is it a good PG-13 horror movie? Does it stand the test of time with the good horror movies that have been coming out since 2023? Well, let's get into it. Because, quite frankly, I don't want to be in here more than, longer than I have to. So the story follows a woman having nightmares about her past, and she wakes up, and her present story is this: she is with a man who has 2 kids. He's divorced because his ex-wife had a psychosis or a mental breakdown. It doesn't really explain, and I'll get into that later. Basically, he found her, she found him. She is now the stepmother of these 2 little girls that he had with this woman. And even though this is the present, the past is going to come back to haunt them because she has to move back in, and he's moving with her to her childhood home where she grew up. And she has to put her dad in a retirement home. So you learn about the past in the house as well, like with her and her father and her old babysitter who is still living in the neighborhood as a neighbor. So basically, you take the present of this relationship. These 2 got together. She became these girls' mother. She uproots them and moves them back to her childhood home, which gets a little bit of tension with the teenager. But the youngest one is kind of trying because the youngest one was really hurt by her mother. It doesn't really explain how, and again, I will get to that later. So basically, you start with the dream sequence and them moving into her childhood home. And is there great storytelling? Yes, because it tells she was a child when stuff happened in this home. This was her past, and she doesn't remember a lot of it. But when she moves back into this childhood home, well, the past comes back to haunt them because the past that she forgotten has reawoken and has started to feed and feast on basically this new little girl, her stepdaughter, her youngest stepdaughter's imagination. With a stuffed bear named Chauncey that she finds in the basement behind a door in a little room that was obviously hidden away. And basically, that's I can't really go into too much detail with anything and be spoiler free. So basically, like I said, you've got a woman who becomes a stepmother to 2 daughters. And a new man in her life. Their mother, his ex-wife, is not in the picture because of a mental breakdown of some sorts, and she uproots this family to go take care of her father. And they move into her childhood home, and her childhood past comes back to haunt their present. And it is such an imaginative movie. Like, it is imaginative, and that's cool because of the whole Imaginary, and it's PG-13. And I went into this like thinking, okay, well, this could either be really good for what it is or really bad for what it is. So like, that's all I can really say without spoilers. Is it does have to do with imagination and a really creepy, warped kind of scary horror take on it, and it does involve the woman's past coming back to haunt her now, present with her new stepchildren, well, her youngest stepchild, with this stuffed bear and the world of imagination. What I can say is it is a must see, it is a must watch, and I'm going to go into this. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10, and here's why. Story, really good. Acting, really good. Especially the little girl with Chauncey. Special effects, both practical and visual, stunning. Stunning. Is it scary? Yes. You got suspense, jump scares, psychological scares, drama. You've got kind of a mystery unraveling as the woman tries to remember what she went through to save this little girl from Chauncey, who, well, like I said, is part of this childhood trauma. It's part of this house. It's part of this entity. Does it have the typical horror ending? Yes, it has 2 surprise endings kind of things like that you would expect from horror, which started way back in the 80s. It also has a very clever use of the F word, which PG-13, they get 1. And it's not like a typical F you or like The Ring where you're my effing daughter, like, or you're not my effing daughter. Nothing like that. It's very subtle. It's slipped in there and it's just perfectly well done. And just you learn about, like, the story is so well developed. You learn about what's going on with the little girl, which then you learn about what happened to her as a little girl, which is entwined in what's happening now. There's the neighbor lady who used to babysit her. There's a whole story there. The story with her father. It's all there. The reason I'm only giving it a 9 out of 10 is because regardless of the acting and the effects and the jump scares and the drama and the suspense and the mystery and just everything that's good with this movie, you don't ever find out about the girl's past, the little girl and the teenage girl, what happened to their mother. You're not really sure what happened to the mother. And I don't know if maybe they could do like a prequel or go over it in a sequel with like a flashback or something. But I think that's why I'm just going to give it a 9 out of 10, because I really thought with all the character development and all the story and everything that was unfolding in this wonderful movie, that we were going to get to see what actually happened with the mother and her 2 children that led to the divorce, which led to the situation in the movie with the new woman and the kids and moving and all the hell that follows. So yes, Imaginary, 9 out of 10. You have to watch it. It is a good horror movie with a PG-13 rating. It has jump scares, suspense, drama, good acting, good effects, visual, practical, good story all around. Just minus the one story we all wanted to know. What happened to the mother? What was the mental break? What did she do to the children? What led to the divorce? So yeah, go watch Imaginary. And I've been Mr. Boo, your entertainment guru on YouTube. You know what to do as this thing goes across the screen, if you feel like it. And this is giving me the creeps. So I'm Mr. Boo Entertainment Guru, and well, I'm going to get out before anything bad.